Hi, I'm Eddie Kennedy, and I'm running for Corner Brook City Council. Corner Brook is my home, your home, and I want it to be the home our children and grandchildren can be proud of for generations. To make that happen, we need growth. On the campaign trail, people remind me, stay true to who you are, Eddie, and that's exactly what I intend to do. I'm honest, hardworking, and I have our community's best interests at heart. That's why I'm running. For 40 years, I worked with the same family-owned business here in Corner Brook. We faced challenges, online shopping, COVID, but by listening and working together, we pulled through. That's the kind of teamwork I want to bring to City Council. I believe in respectful dialogue, responsible spending, transparency in decision-making, and supporting our small businesses. And for Corner Brook, that means advocating for small businesses, working with provincial and federal partners, supporting our schools, attracting more cruise ships to our port, and boosting tourism to bring new energy into our city. Our population has declined, and that needs to change. If you want to keep young people here, we need to create opportunities, good jobs, thriving businesses, and a strong community where families want to live and grow. Corner Brook has incredible potential, and it's time to take full advantage of it. With your vote, I'll listen. I'll work hard, and I'll bring people together to build a future we can all be proud of. Let's move forward together. Your voice, our future.
Tarragh Shanahan, S-H-A-N-A-H-A-N. Please remember that name when you head to the polling station on October the 2nd. I'm a native Corner Brooker, born and raised in Humbermouth, and I now reside in the home I grew up in that was built by my parents. Pettles Lane is named after my grandmother's family, the Pettles, and my house stands where my mother's family, the Foley's, vegetable garden used to be. My late father, Gerald, was a welder at North Star Cement, and my mother, Madonna, was a switchboard operator at Newfoundland Telephone. In fact, her operator switchboard is now on display in the Corner Brook Museum and Archives, and if you visit the Railway Museum on Station Road, you will see pictures of my family members covering the walls. You see, I am Corner Brook. My ancestors are the very thread that Corner Brook was woven. I am married with 2 teenage daughters of my own. I work in public relations for the government of Newfoundland and Labrador, and my education is broadcast journalism and marketing. In the last 2 decades, if you have listened to any radio station in Corner Brook or watched Rogers Television, there's a good chance you've seen or heard me. I've also sat on many boards and committees and also volunteered and worked for local charities. I'm passionate, honest, driven, and steadfast, and I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I like to research and make sure I know all the information before making a decision, and being on City Council will be no different. I will ask the tough questions regardless of how uncomfortable they might be. Corner Brook is a great place to grow up and live, but there's work to be done, and I'm ready to jump in and get my hands dirty. Here are some issues I would love to champion. Affordable, low-maintenance housing. Many residents cannot afford a $300,000 mortgage or pay $1,500 and up in monthly rent. Professionals, single, disabled, seniors, and so forth do not want traditional homes with big decks and yards and driveways that they just can't maintain. Some would like to live in a tiny home or a condo or a townhouse with minimal upkeep. Why can't we have these developments here? And why can't we have the choice to rent, purchase, or rent to own? Number 2 is communication. It's imperative that residents are kept informed on decisions made by City Hall and Council. Other than social media platforms, perhaps we could establish a Council Connect, a short recording highlighting what happened during the most recent council meeting that could be showcased on local radio and TV outlets. Business retention and expansion. Why isn't Corner Brook growing like other neighboring towns? We have all heard that there's too much red tape from business owners. But why is this? What is the reasoning? Why are businesses being denied approval? Are denials being looked at, investigated? Should we establish a subcommittee that looks at denied applications? Number 4, waterfront development. There is incredible potential there. It could be a hub of activity. Expand and extend the present walkway and make it into a viable boardwalk. Have it go from Standaw right to Barry's Fish Plant. Develop it in such a way that scooters, cyclists, rollerbladers, strollers, wheelchairs, walkers, runners, everyone could use it. Maybe even have little pop-up vendor shacks along the way. They could even be seasonable. This is just a snippet of what I have in mind. So please, on October the 2nd, vote for me, Tarragh Shanahan, and let's work together.
Hello, I'm Tom Stewart, and I'm a candidate for Corner Brook City Council. I've been an educator and proud resident of Corner Brook for over 25 years. Following in the footsteps of my grandfather, who served as town planner and town manager for Corner Brook West, I've dedicated much of my time to public service. My past campaigns have focused on key community issues, including the elimination of poll tax, preserving the annex as an athletic venue, improving the maintenance of waste and stormwater systems, advocating for increased residential density in the downtown core, and the expansion of recreational and multi-use trails to better connect the city's major parks. On the provincial stage, I have pushed both major political parties to commit to securing a PET scanner and improved support services for the regional hospital. Beyond politics, I have been deeply involved in the local basketball community as both a coach and official, contributing at every level, from school programs to the provincial stage, including a 3-year term as head coach of the Grenfell men's program. This upcoming election, you have 15 potential candidates to choose from. You have a returning councillor, you have 3 former councillors looking to be elected again, and you have many new faces, all from all walks of life, and all with excellent credentials. I hope you see fit to vote for a council whose members have a positive and imaginative vision of Corner Brook, councillors who will be willing to work together with each other and our new mayor, councillors who have an ear to the ground and an understanding of the common sentiment of our residents, councillors who are not at odds with each other and on every issue they face. We need to work towards solutions, not create deadlocks. I extend all my best wishes to you and to all the candidates in this election, and I look forward to continuing to be part of Corner Brook's progress in the years to come. Thank you. Hello, my name is Geoff Sparkes, and I am running for City Council of Corner Brook. I humbly ask for your support to represent you, the taxpayers of our great city. A little about myself for those who do not know me. I am 48 years old and was born and raised in Corner Brook. I am the youngest son of Willoughby and Marie Mitchell Sparkes. They raised a family of 9 children. I am currently employed with the RNC as a communications technician, as well as a driving instructor with Western Driving School and a bus driver with NL Schools. I was a firefighter with CBFD for 18 years and have a vast knowledge of the city, its operations, policies, and administrations. I am a strong advocate for safety in our community, and I was awarded the Workplace NL Safety Leadership Award for Workers in 2023. I am also currently a member of the Royal Canadian Legion and volunteered on the executive board of the Corner Brook Minor Hockey Association. I have been raised to honor core values of honesty, integrity, accountability, and humility. I believe it is necessary to be visionary, to have an open mind, and to lead with transparency. As taxpayers of Corner Brook, your voices should be heard, and I will commit to listen to you. Along with my wife Carolyn, my daughter Jessica, and our son Jonathan, we are committed to ensuring Corner Brook is a city which is vibrant and sustainable for many of our citizens. This includes budgets that reflect the demographics of our city, the core services that service the needs of our residents, and supporting all ages and areas in our communities, from youth to senior, sports and recreation to the arts, while also creating opportunities for our business community and industrial growth. I will be a strong voice for you on council. I will listen and be accountable to you, the voters, and I will work tirelessly for you in creating a strong, viable community for us for many years to come. On October the 2nd, I humbly ask for your support, and I look forward to servicing you as a councillor on the City of Corner Brook. Thank you very much.
Corner Brook. My name is Sheri Dean, and I'm here today to ask for your vote on October 2nd for Corner Brook City Council. Some of you may know me and some of you may not, and you ask yourself, who is Sheri Dean and why should I vote for her? I'm a community advocate. I've lived in Corner Brook for a very long time. I raised my children here, and my children are raising my grandchildren here. Evidence that I think this is a wonderful, wonderful place. How can I contribute to making Corner Brook better? Well, I'm a community advocate. I believe in accessibility and inclusivity. That is to say, my grandson Obi, whom many of you know, lives here in the city and has special needs to be able to go to the park and play. He needs to be able to access buildings. He needs doorways wide enough to support a wheelchair. And I know that many in our community struggle with accessibility. That's at the top of my list. We need to make Corner Brook absolutely accessible. I believe in inclusivity. Why is inclusivity important? Corner Brook needs to be an attractive city. Corner Brook needs to be kind and welcoming to the long-living people of this place. It also needs to be welcoming to newcomers. Everyone needs to feel welcome here. I believe in inclusivity and accessibility. I also believe that we have great potential here, some of which we haven't yet realized, and I'm willing to take on. We have a great water supply. We need to clean up our harbor. So next, I think we can cast our eyes at the sewer system and make genuine improvements that cleans up the harbor and makes it a more beautiful, welcoming place. You know, the port has become an important part of our tourism. We can grow that. We can make the waterfront even more beautiful and more accessible, and I'm willing to get on that train. Also, I think that we have an opportunity here to improve our green spaces, to make people come back to where we used to be in terms of victory gardens and backyard gardens. We can partnership with Western Environment, who already happens to have a big presence here in the city, and start growing things. Do you know that 80% of our produce comes from away? 4 days without a ferry would leave us in dire straits. But we know better. We can grow things. Our parents and our grandparents grew vegetables and foraged and ate from the land, and we can relearn those skills. I think one of the great things that we can do to make Corner Brook an attractive place is find ways to gather as community. Find spaces where seniors and young people can come together in a good way. I think that we can make Corner Brook more economically attractive by welcoming small businesses, entrepreneurs, professionals, by being that kind of magnet city. And I'm willing to do that work on your behalf. On October 2nd, please consider me, Sheri Dean, for Corner Brook City Council.
Hello, my name is Michelle Payne. You may know me as owner-operator of Fox's General Store, and I'm honored to be running for Corner Brook City Council. I love this city, and I've spent most of my life giving back to it, whether it's through volunteering, supporting local initiatives, or simply being present when my neighbors have needed a hand. I've always believed that true leadership starts with community service. I'm running because I want to bring that same spirit of service and accountability to City Hall. There are 3 priorities that I want to focus on: transit, youth, and business. Public transit is a lifeline for many people in our city, from seniors to students to workers and families, everyone who relies on it. Yet, too often, residents tell me that it's unreliable, inconvenient, or simply doesn't meet their needs. I want to push for a transit system that is dependable, accessible, and designed for the people who actually use it. When transit works, it connects all of us. It connects people to jobs, education, healthcare, and most importantly, each other. Second, I believe that the future of Corner Brook depends on how we engage and support our young people today. They need opportunities not just to stay here, but to thrive here. That means investing in recreation, creating youth-friendly spaces, and ensuring they have a voice at the table when decisions are being made about their city. I've worked with young people in our community before, and I've seen the creativity and the spirit they bring. Council needs to harness that energy instead of letting it slip away. Small business and local business are the backbone of Corner Brook. They provide jobs, they keep money circulating in our community, and they give our city its unique character. But they also face real challenges, from red tape to rising cost. I want to make sure Council is working with and not against them. Our local entrepreneurs and business owners can succeed and where new businesses want to be set up. These aren't just policies for me, they reflect the work that I've already done. I've rolled up my sleeve along local organizations, supporting fundraisers, working with businesses and communities, groups, to make sure that the city we love continues to grow stronger. At the end of the day, my platform is simple. Corner Brook deserves a council that listens, that acts, and puts residents first. If elected, I will bring openness, accountability, and compassion to the table every single day. I humbly ask for your support and thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Sarah Parsons, and I'm running for Corner Brook City Council. I was born and raised here, and at 32, I'm raising my own family here. And like so many parents, I ask myself, do I see a future here? I've watched friends who want to move back but can't. I've spoken with families stretched thin, and a lot of people can't afford to go back full time because there just isn't the childcare. And that's why I'm running, because council should be more about motions and meetings. It should be about listening, about advocating, and about standing up for people. Advocacy is who I am. It's not a hobby, and it's not something I thought of on a whim. It's my passion and my life. I've stood with unions, volunteered thousands of hours, and currently serve as the co-chair to the Corner Brook Status of Women's Council. I've also dedicated countless hours to learning and educating myself about global, Canadian, and Newfoundland issues, so I can bring that back here and help Corner Brook. But passion isn't enough. We need action, and we need innovative ideas. The same old approaches aren't working, and if we want a stronger future, we have to be willing to think outside the box, to try new solutions, and to work together to make that real. One of the biggest issues I hear every single day is our roads. They were built on old infrastructure that was never designed for modern traffic or this weather. Every year we patch them, but patch jobs don't last. We need a real plan, honest, transparent, and focused on fixing the foundation. Accessibility matters too. If we want to attract and keep people here, transit has to be 7 days a week. Monday to Friday does not work. Young people, workers, and newcomers depend on it. And if we want Corner Brook to truly grow, we need to work hand in hand with our businesses. When businesses succeed, people invest here. When people invest here, families stay here. That means creating fair policies, listening to entrepreneurs, and supporting the small businesses and people who keep our city moving. My vision is simple: supporting seniors and youth, housing that families can actually afford, and building on what makes Corner Brook great and unique: our trails, our parks, our natural beauty, and our tourism. So people don't just pass by here, they choose to stay. This is where I see my future, and this is where I want to work very hard for you. Politics isn't just something I want to try, it's what I want to dedicate my life to. And while one day I would be honored to represent Corner Brook as your MHA, that starts here, at home, at City Hall. And by earning your trust and proving that I can be the strong voice that the city needs. I believe in Corner Brook. I believe we can be a city that supports families, workers, businesses, and communities alike. A city where people want to live, invest, and grow. On October 2nd, I hope you'll give me the chance to be your voice at City Hall. I'm Sarah Parsons, the voice you need.
Hello, my name is Pam Keeping, and I am asking for your support as I seek re-election for the City of Corner Brook City Council. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of serving our community while listening to your concerns and working together to make our city stronger. Corner Brook is a special place, and my goal was and still is to keep this beautiful place we call home and moving forward. Some of my beliefs are in supporting responsible ATV usage in our city, because enjoying the outdoors is a big part of who we are. I want to see families and residents continue to have safe, accessible ways to enjoy our trails and all the natural beauty that surrounds us. I am passionate about building on all the tourism opportunities that can make Corner Brook shine. From festivals and events to the attractions that draw visitors here, tourism significantly helps to strengthen our economy and to showcase the spirit of our community. And just as importantly, I hear and value the voices of our seniors. I am very committed to supporting programs and services that keep our seniors engaged and well supported, because they are the heart of our community. And as a community, we want to see our city grow, a place where our young people want to call home. and raise their families. But in order to do this, we need to make sure we have an inclusive environment where our young can not only succeed, but enjoy their day-to-day life with their friends and families. A place where our youth feel engaged and to not have their concerns and needs silenced. Building a strong family-friendly community is essential for fostering a striving and supportive environment. I understand how important infrastructure is in building a strong and viable community. So we need to make sure we continue to invest in safe sidewalks and roads for everyone. We need to keep this as a high priority. We all know that our whole world seems to be in conflict right now with wars, climate change, and tariffs. But as a small city, I believe we can guide our home future, and that all begins with good leadership. And I am here to help with that. I believe in listening to you and bringing all your concerns forward to the proper places and people. I am running for re-election because I believe in Corner Brook. I believe in our people, our traditions, our future, and I believe together we can keep our city strong, vibrant, and welcoming for everyone. On Election Day, I ask you once again to place your trust in me so I can continue serving as your voice at City Hall. So on October 2nd, please join me in keeping Corner Brook strong. Thank you.
My name is Donna Wheeler, and I'm truly honored and excited to offer myself as a candidate for Corner Brook City Council. Standing here today, I feel both the weight of responsibility and the great privilege that comes with serving our city. I have had the opportunity to sit at the council table before, and that experience has given me not only knowledge of how decisions are made, but also an understanding of what it takes to put those decisions into action in a way that benefits real people, our neighbors, our families, our community. Experience matters, but experience only counts when it is used to make a positive difference. I believe my background has given me a strong foundation in leadership, collaboration, and problem solving, and I want to continue using those skills to strengthen Corner Brook. Good leadership isn't about titles or positions, it's about being transparent, accountable, and being willing to listen. Corner Brook is not just where I live, it is a part of who I am. As a daughter of a milk delivery man, I learned from a young age the values of hard work, community, and service. My roots are here. I raised my 3 children in this city, and today they continue to call Corner Brook home. That makes me proud because it shows me this community is still a place where families want to live, grow, and stay connected. Professionally, I've spent more than 30 years working in healthcare and 20 years in management. As a registered nurse manager, I've seen firsthand what it makes to make difficult decisions, to balance competing priorities, and to keep people at the heart of every choice. My husband is also a small business owner, and through him, I see the challenges and the immense value that local business bring to our economy. These are not abstract issues for me. They are lived experiences that shape how I approach public service. If elected, I commit to being present, engaged, and open to collaboration. I want residents to know that their voices matter, whether it's a small concern about a neighborhood issue or a big idea about the future of the city. My goal is to make City Hall a place that feels approachable, where input isn't just welcomed but truly valued. My priorities are supporting local businesses because a thriving local economy means jobs, opportunities, and stronger neighborhoods. Enhancing housing and recreation so that families of all ages and incomes can find a place here and enjoy everything our city has to offer. Encouraging responsible and sustainable growth. Growth is important, but it must be balanced. We also need to protect our environment, preserve what makes our city unique, and also ensure Corner Brook is ready to thrive in the years ahead. I am also passionate about our parks, trails, and recreation programs. These bring people together, promote health and wellness, and give young people a safe and positive place to spend their time. I want to see them expanded in ways that are inclusive and accessible. I will also continue to push for policies that improve street safety, encourage balanced development, and protect the character of our neighborhoods. But at the heart of it all, my promise is simple. I will be someone you can approach, I will be someone who listens, I will work hard, and I will follow through. I bring with me not just words, but a proven work ethic, a history of results, and a deep respect for the traditions that have built this city, even as we look forward to the future. On October the 2nd, I humbly ask for your support. Together we can build Corner Brook that is strong, welcoming, and ready for the future. I may be last on the ballot, but first for our community.
Hi, I'm Tony Buckle. I'm running for council for the city of Corner Brook. Previously, when I was on council, I worked hard. With your support, I'll even work harder for the residents of the city of Corner Brook. During my time on council, I was proud to see real progress in our community. We brought new life to Margaret Bowater Park with the addition of the splash pad, giving families a place to gather and play. We introduced the Cash for Cups cleanup initiative, turning litter into community pride. We welcomed ATVs to our streets, bringing new dollars to our businesses. We modernized our infrastructure with the new roundabout on Confederation Drive. And even in the middle of COVID, we found creative ways to celebrate, like our drive-through Christmas parade. And of course, we launched the Jigs and Wheels Festival, which has quickly become a highlight of our city summer. But our work is far from finished. Looking ahead, I see exciting opportunities for Corner Brook. We need to keep driving economic development that creates jobs and grows our city. We have plans for a new bandstand at Bartlett Point Park. Let's get it built. We must continue revitalizing downtown, especially Broadway, ensuring they remain vibrant hubs for businesses and community life. And we cannot forget the major infrastructure ahead of us. most importantly, completing our wastewater treatment plant. I invite all residents to share their concerns and ideas. Together, I think we can make a brighter future for everyone in Corner Brook. Thank you, and on October 2nd, vote Buckle.
Hello, Corner Brook. My name is Steve Perchard, and I'm both excited and humbled to ask for your support for my bid for a seat for Corner Brook City Council. For 25 years, Corner Brook has been my home. It's a place where my wife Amy ran her small business, and it's where we are currently raising our two children, Henry and Violet. During my career, I have worked as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal. I hold a doctorate in educational leadership focused on change management. I currently work as a school systems leader with Newfoundland Labrador Schools, helping school administrators with the daily operations and leadership challenges of 25 schools across Western Newfoundland. This means that on a daily basis, I'm tackling complex problems, using data to guide decision-making, and bringing diverse voices together to find solutions. These are the skills that I will bring to City Hall. I moved to Corner Brook 25 years ago to start my career. Within weeks of moving here, this hidden gem of a city captured my heart. But my experience as someone who grew up outside of Corner Brook has taught me that the rest of the province is not aware of our unique strengths and our limitless potential. That is why one of my main campaign priorities is to promote Corner Brook as a leading destination to live, work, study, and visit. By marketing our city locally, nationally, and internationally, we can attract new families, investment, and opportunity. I'm committed to strengthening and diversifying Corner Brook's economy, reviewing tax structures, supporting small businesses through startups and downturns, transforming our port into an economic driver, and carving out a piece of the province's fast-growing film and television industry. We need to grow key sectors like technology, tourism, the trades, and healthcare. A long-standing narrative that I have heard for decades is that it is difficult to do business in Corner Brook. I'm committed to starting a focus group of business developers and business leaders so that we can work together to rewrite this story. We need to hear their voices, note their challenges, and make the changes necessary to give Corner Brook a reputation as a business-friendly community. I will lead with curiosity, creativity, and collaboration, asking the right questions, exploring new ideas, and working side by side with our community to find practical solutions and to realize Corner Brook's potential. On October 2nd, I'm humbly asking for your support and the honor of serving you on Corner Brook City Council. Please vote for Steve Perchard.
Hi, I'm Donna Luther, and I'm running for City Council in the beautiful city of Corner Brook. Thank you to Rogers for giving the candidates this opportunity. First, let me say how proud and grateful I am to stand before you here today. This community is not just where I live, it is where I raised my family, built lifelong friendships, and found a place I truly call home. Every street, every face, and every gathering reminds me why I am so passionate about serving this city. Just a few words about me. I am the proud mom of 3 adult children, 2 beautiful grandchildren, 3 cats, and a dog. I've been a registered nurse for 48 years and have spent most of my career in mental health. I retired over 11 years ago, but could not just do nothing. I'm obviously not a hiker or any outdoors person, unless it's in a very warm place that you can just lie in the sun. So what do? I go back to work. After working a couple jobs, I found my true passion as director of Xavier House, a personal care home for people who live with mental illness. The residents and staff there are my purpose. The main question I've been asked since deciding to run is not what are you planning on doing for this city, but why in the world did you decide to run again? Well, several politically correct answers come to mind. To make change, to work to improve the city for our citizens, to be fiscally responsible and hold others to the same standard, to work with small businesses to determine and hopefully find a solution to their challenges. Yes, all those are true, but the main reason I'm running is because the 8 years I served on council from 2005 to 2013 were some of the most challenging and fulfilling years of my life. Being on council was a very steep learning curve, but meeting so many people and being able to help in any way I could was very rewarding. Being part of a decision-making team at City Hall is a whole different skill set, but I will represent your concerns to the best of my ability. Do I want every road paved with proper drainage and sidewalks? Yes. Do I want an end to the growing homelessness in our city and the availability of more affordable housing? No question. Do I want a state-of-the-art fire department? Of course. Do I want the operational services department to have what they need to do their job? No doubt. Do I want a safe place for our children and grandchildren to grow and thrive? Absolutely. But we have to realize some of these wishes take time and money, and some we can only advocate for and lobby other levels of government to implement change. Change can occur, which is why you need strong, experienced people who are stubborn and won't take no for an answer, like me. So back to the original question. Why are you doing this? Well, I care. I want to be part of change. I want to lobby and stand up and fight for our city. Most importantly, I love Corner Brook. So if you want a voice of reason and experience on October the 2nd, vote Donna Luther. Thank you.
Hello, Corner Brook residents. I am Keith Hobbs and I am running for your local city council. This city is a large part of who I am. I was born and raised in Corner Brook, and I've chose to raise my family here. For over 40 years, I've been honored to give back to the community through volunteer work with great organizations such as the Corner Brook Kinsmen, the Children's Wish Foundation, and the Corner Brook Youth Bowling Council. That work has taught me the power of community and the importance of showing up with heart, honesty, and purpose. What I plan to bring to council is a strong, accessible voice, a commitment to transparency and accountability, a focus on people-first solutions, and reflect our shared values. I am always listening and ready to lead. In speaking to many local residents over the past few weeks, I've heard your concerns, your frustrations, and your ideas. There are a large number of key issues to work on with the residents of this community. A few of those, in no particular order, is to promote awareness and education on mental health issues, to continue the much-needed infrastructure improvements across the city, implement regular town hall meetings to keep residents informed and involved, build a stronger, more inclusive Corner Brook where everybody feels they belong, create more opportunities for youth in recreation, leadership, and community engagement, encourage and support the growth of new local business, examine options and information regarding wastewater treatment plant, continue and grow our tourism sector, including ATV-friendly initiatives, develop more tourism opportunities would benefit residents and attract visitors, push for the creation of affordable housing to meet the needs of our community, support smart, reasonable growth that prioritizes sustainability and long-term well-being. If elected to council, I will be that voice for you, your family, and your future. Every person deserves to be heard, every concern deserves a response, and every question deserves an answer. My commitment to Corner Brook has always been to have a collaborative, forward-thinking approach to local decision-making, a council that is responsive, respectful, and responsible, a safe and welcoming community for all families, children, and seniors. On October 2nd, vote Keith Hobbs. New voice, local roots, real solutions. I am here to listen, and I'm ready to be your voice. Thank you.
My biggest therapy is Mother Nature. When I walk through the woods, I'm seeing a little bit more than just a tree and just a plant. I see what I can do with it. I make medicines and salves from plants and trees. In 2014, I suffered with a heart attack. Since I had my heart attack, obviously there were some Western medications involved. And on top of the Western medication, I have found myself nature-wise, and medicines provided by Mother Nature has helped me a lot. With nature, I have burned sage and sweetgrass. I find that that cleanses the air and helps you cleanse your body. It also helps me talk to my ancestors. That has helped me through this whole process. I feel responsible as a Mi'kmaq person to help Mother Nature. We look at everything, whether it is a rock or a tree, as life. When I collect my medicines, I'm offering tobacco to thank the plant for the medicine. So the plant will, give me medicine again the following year. It's a part of the big whole. Right now we're standing in the middle of a boreal forest. I can look around, I can see birch trees. Birch tree, for example, there's so many things you can do with that. That is the tree of life. Aboriginal people have used the bark for making canoes, for making shelter, for fire starting. There's a fungus that grows on birch, it's called chaga. I use that for my tea. It's a very, very good all-around tonic. Balsam fir trees, the blisters on those trees actually were used to heal cuts and scrapes. You cut yourself in the woods, the first thing we'll do is put some balsam fir sap on it. Society now is so fast. I think the world really needs to slow down and just enjoy nature and the smells and the sights and sounds. Well, this is where it all started in the beginning. It was from our plants, and our animals and that kind of thing. Why not go back to the beginning and get back to our roots again? It's very important for the Mi'kmaq people to embrace native tradition. For many, many years, we were told not to be Aboriginal, and I think now society has embraced Aboriginal peoples, and we should embrace our history in the sense of traditional medicines and traditional foods. I think it's all a part of the culture that we've lost. So now we have an opportunity to reach out and find ourselves again.
Come to where the land and the spirits are intertwined. Discover a whole new way to see this place. Feel the earth under your feet as you walk the path of our ancestors. Immerse yourself in our traditions. Ours is a culture alive with music, dance, art, nature, and adventure. It's in the air, the water, the sound of the wind in the trees. It's in the stories of our elders and the faces of our children, those with a shared history yet to discover. It's knowing that everything that casts a shadow has a spirit. Everything is alive. See what we see. Experience Malibu.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
You're watching Rogers TV.
We invite you to play What's My Line?
Welcome, Mrs. Baker. Those folks over there need to guess your extraordinary occupation.
Are you an entertainer, Mrs. Baker?
Yes.
Do people come to watch you, perform?
Yes.
Do you travel for work?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever wear a special type of costume?
Yes.
Is your job, physical?
Yes, indeed.
Are you a member of a team?
Yes.
Are you a professional baseball player?
Yes, I am.
Created during the Second World War, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League included 68 Canadians. One of its brightest stars was my mother, Saskatchewan's Mary Bonnie Baker, a pioneer for women in sports.
This is Rogers TV.
Tuesdays on City TV.